morning, and thanks for staying with us here at 7:30. It has long been considered one of the great economic equalizers. Education. Get a good one, get a good job. Go to college, get an even better one, at least as far as pay goes. But something has been happening the past decade or so, not just here, but across the country. Fewer people are headed to universities. In fact, this graph right here, this is using data from the National Center for Education Statistics, and it shows undergraduate college enrollment nationally since 1985 up to the current year. And up until here, about 2010, the numbers were going up more than 2% a year. But since then, you will note here, enrollment has been dropping, and it has plummeted almost 15% since that 2010 peak. So why is this happening? Well, a lower birth rate is one factor, but so is cost. In a Best Colleges survey, 6 in 10 said the financial burden of earning a degree made college inaccessible.
As a parent myself, I completely understand wanting to give your child the world and send them to their dream school, but there are so many other options, especially if it will mean going into debt or jeopardizing your own financial retirement or well-being.
Now, in-state tuitions at University of North Carolina system schools are some of the most affordable in the country. A Forbes survey found at four-year universities, only Wyoming, Florida, Montana, and Utah were cheaper than North Carolina. But that hasn't made us immune to the enrollment decline. UNC system school enrollment dropped by about 2% from 2021 to 2022, although we are seeing a bit of a reversal this year here in the state. Now, all of that is a backdrop to a new report out just today. It's a study commissioned by the General Assembly, and one of the key questions it looked to answer: are UNC system graduates getting a good return on their investment?
They're getting a great return. Now, we've always thought of the university system as an engine of opportunity for North Carolina. We've always said it. Now we can prove it.
Peter Hans is the president of the UNC system, and we talked to him today about these findings in this report. And they show, for example, the median lifetime earnings of a UNC system bachelor's degree graduate is $1.2 million. That is more than double someone without a degree. Now, of course, that degree isn't free, but when you subtract the cost of school, the overall return on investment is still $500,000 more. And as you might suspect, some degrees more valuable than others. For example, a degree in biotechnology, that has a lifetime return on investment of almost $3.3 million. That's tops on the list. You see some other examples here. An accounting degree has a return on investment of $1.2 million. Construction management, $1.1 million. Same for computer science and, say, dental hygiene.
So we know it's a good investment, but by this data that you found here, so how do we improve access points to the system for more students?
Absolutely a key point for us. It's access, affordability, and quality. Now, access and affordability are tied. We've kept tuition flat for in-state undergrads 7 years in a row in North Carolina. It's soon to be 8 years in a row. Student debt levels are actually declining in North Carolina for those who attended a public university. No other state in the nation can make that claim.
Are we producing enough qualified students in our public high schools right now?
Well, we'd always love to see more public high school graduates coming on to the UNC system. There are other good opportunities in the community college system, of course, and many private universities, but we're seeing many young people go directly into the workforce or struggle to find their way, which is okay. The UNC system will be there for them when they're ready to pursue further education.
Let me ask you a little bit about some specific degrees, right? The sciences certainly bubbled up in your data here. Do enough of our schools have those degree programs?
They do. They do. Now, the science programs, and I can attest to this from personal experience, they're tough, they're rigorous, but there's a great job market with those degrees. And I think we're finding clear benefits, particularly soon out of college, for specific degrees that you can imagine in professional fields related to STEM or to health or engineering.
Do you have what you need to attract the faculty needed to support these degrees?
Well, I think so. We've got tremendously talented faculty across our 16 universities, and the legislature has provided over the past 3 years what amounts to a 14% increase in their compensation. Now, some faculty will have reasons to move or they'll be lured away, but we're also bringing talent to North Carolina in that regard, because that's the foundation of providing these courses and classes, of course.
A lot of people, politicians and the public, take some jabs, right, at certain kinds of degrees, humanities, et cetera, things that don't involve the sciences and the math. From what you've seen here, is there a return on investment in those other kinds of degrees?
Yes, there is. I'm a liberal arts graduate myself, and I believe that the more that we take on the big questions in college of who we are and what we believe, how a big, noisy democracy can thrive, that helps the mind grow and expand. It deepens our knowledge of humans. Now, so many of these jobs that are coming into existence don't exist right now. A quality liberal arts education will prepare you to quickly adapt to an economy that's changing rapidly. Most UNC system graduates do not work in the field that their major would suggest. We've provided our graduates with the skills so that they can adapt to the inevitability of career transitions. And we're very proud of that. This study, return on investment, shows that to be the case.
There is some skepticism over whether a college degree is worth it. Do you feel this study puts that to rest?
Oh, I think the questions will continue to be asked, and well, they should. We should be held accountable. The people of North Carolina are incredibly generous in the way they fund the university system. But I do believe this study shows we're affordable, we're accessible, and the value proposition is very much at the heart of what we provide our students to prepare them for lives and successful careers.